Thomas Tuchel's time to get towards the 2026 World Cup. It gets underway tonight against Albania, live on talkSPORT. The Three Lions made the final, obviously, of the Euros last year, but yesterday Tuchel claimed that England played like they were afraid to be knocked out rather than playing to win.
Of course, I know what the players mean, and then it maybe is another way to put it. What I felt watching the Euros, I felt tension and pressure on the shoulders of the players, and it felt to me that they were more afraid of. They were playing for not to lose and not to have even more pressure added maybe in the home country than the excitement to maybe make something special happen. And I think we need to turn this around because, as you said, we have so many experienced players, so many players who won the trophies with their clubs, and I think we have every right to be self-confident. But every journey starts as it is with the first match and the first steps. So the very first steps we did excellent, and now we have to prove the point that we are ready for that. And we will have 6 camps to first of all qualify and then make our very best in America.
He spoke very openly yesterday. The headline that had everyone talking, that quote, was the identity, the clarity, the rhythm, the repetition of patterns, the freedom of players, the expression of the players, the hunger. They were more afraid to drop out of the tournament, in my observation, than having the excitement and hunger to win it. By the way, just before we ask Abs about that, Morgan Gibbs-White, Jarrell Quansah and Adam Ramsdale will all miss out on tonight's match day squad. Yep. The Gibbs-White one, that is interesting, because to bring him back in, he got in through an injury, didn't he? Yeah. Through another player injury, but
I'm sure he'll be involved in the second game now.
Right, okay, interesting. What did you think, obviously, of Tuchel's comments yesterday? Do you think he's bringing an element of pressure on himself by saying things like this?
I think when you've had the career he's had as a manager so far and what he's won, I think he lives off that pressure, and everything he said was right. Everything he said was what England fans have been saying for the last 4 or 5 years. And like I said earlier, what he's won, the German Cup with Dortmund, 2 league titles at Paris Saint-Germain, got to the final of the Champions League with them, won the Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, Chelsea's first ever FIFA Club World Cup, and also the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. So the players have got a winner coming in. The FA have won and got a winner. Now, can he do it with England? I really think he can.
And some England fans still getting in touch now saying that the fact that he's German is still a problem for them as well, but you don't have the option right now.
Get over it.
Got to get on with it. Yeah, exactly that. We've been taking your calls all morning. Was Thomas Tuchel out of order for taking aim at Gareth Southgate and those quotes that we just heard? 0371 722 3344. We can speak to some of you now. Good morning, Kyle, the Coventry fan. How are you doing this morning, Kyle?
Good morning. Hi guys, you alright?
Yeah, good, thanks. Do you think it's out of order what Thomas Tuchel said about Southgate and last year at the Euros?
I don't think it's out of order, because last year they were playing rubbish, so them comments are fair.
Yeah.
The team never really got into that second year. They got to a final, but the whole tournament, it was game by game. I remember being down the pub with the lads and stuff, being like, bloody hell, we're going out here. And then we're in the quarters, and it's like, bloody hell, we're going out here. And then we're going out again. And all of a sudden we're in the final, and it's like, we might actually fluke our way to it, but it wouldn't be a tournament that you'd be proud to win.
Yeah, I think that's. I hear that we didn't play well, but you still would have been proud to win a tournament. There's been many teams that won tournaments that haven't been the best team, but I agree we haven't played the best. Say again. I
think there is a way to win a tournament though, and I think even with Tuchel now as a manager and stuff, that wouldn't be the way I'd want to win it now with a foreign manager. I feel like when you have these national tournaments, they're huge celebrations of football and culture and country, and to have the England team there with a German manager, you wouldn't get the German team with an English manager. You wouldn't get the Ethiopian team, but they probably wouldn't qualify with a foreign manager.
How do you know
I feel like
in the future? How do you know?
You don't know and stuff like that, but I feel like in the future it should be a rule. The players need to have some sort of birthright, passport, or heritage to play for a country. Why doesn't that extend to the manager? Why does it stop at the players? Then we go, do you know what? Anyone can manage these groups.
So if Thomas Tuchel wins the World Cup for England, will you be not celebrating them?
I wouldn't be not celebrating. I'd be celebrating the player's achievement, but it absolutely would have an asterisk on it for me. It wouldn't be like, you have Sir Alf Ramsey and stuff like that, an absolute legend. He won the Cup. Everyone speaks about him 60 years later and stuff. To have, a German name there with our country's probably second greatest achievement, for me it would be under 66 if it was a Tuchel.
Okay, Kyle, the Coventry fan, thank you so much for your call. That's the thing, it's because of the rivalry there as well. And then imagine it's like an England-Germany final, and then God forbid they lost to Germany, and he's your German manager.
My first England game was against Germany away, and I felt that like pressure, like it's a rivalry still. So I mean, fierce rivalry, Germany. Of course, I get it, but we've had English managers who haven't done it in recent years.
Yeah.
It's if he's the best available, then it doesn't bother me at all.
It is what it is now. Daniel, the Liverpool fans, with us now. Morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Daniel.
Morning. How are we? Okay.
Yeah, really good. Do you think Tuchel's out of order? Are you inspired by his comments yesterday?
I think he's pretty spot on, to be honest with you. I was never a massive fan of Southgate. I found him very much of a yes man for the FA. He put in the players that were names on the sheet, not playing well. And it showed through the Euros, through the World Cups. Like Gabby went through earlier on, all them easy sides that we faced. Anyone with decent quality, he backed off and went defensive, and we lost. Tuchel will probably not do that. He'll, like he said, he wanted to go for the Premier League way and get the players playing with their heart and their passion, and we've been missing that for every tournament since.
Do you know as well, Daniel, for me was, and you probably agree, and a lot of England fans agree, the last tournament, Foden on the left wasn't working, continued to do it. Harry Kane looked injured, still continued to play him. I don't think Thomas Tuchel will do that.
Everybody saw that though, bar Southgate.
Exactly.
And it was so annoying to watch, and he just had that boring voice about him, and I don't want to degrade his character.
I was there at most of the games. I was having tantrums in the stand. Mate, I was having tantrums.
He was dull, and Tuchel's not dull. If Harry Kane wasn't pulling his weight, he'd have been off.
Yes.
If Foden wasn't playing well, he would have been off or put in a better position to actually play him. You know, he had a wonder season for City, and then got put on the left. Like, what's the point? And Tuchel won't do that. And yeah, he might be German. People might get a bit aggy with that, but that's purely because he's German. We didn't have this with Sven-Göran Eriksson on. You know, it's just because it's a rivalry with the German.
Yeah.
And yes, I would love an English manager, but it's not happening. We need a World Cup, and if he brings it home, bring it home.
Totally agree, mate.
Darren, thank you so much for your call this morning. Would you rather Villa win the Champions League or England win the World Cup?
Villa Champions League.
No messing about,
no? No, because I see what everyone else is saying when we ask this question, and everyone picks their club first. So I'm going to go for my club.
Not your country?
No.
You should take a look at yourself.
Yeah,
don't forget, England against Albania is live tonight on talkSPORT. Coverage from 7, Adrian Durham. Stuart Pearce is back with us as well, which is great. Also Darren Bent and Jim Proudfoot on commentary duty. And then Drive is live today from Box Park on Wembley Way. Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent are there. They'll be up in the balcony, so if you're walking up Wembley Way, give them a wave. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, former Everton boss Sean Dyche will be with us to give his thoughts on all things England, Everton and his new show on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.